Hi there, I'm Shao, rapper, manga author, occasional ninja, and welcome to Shao Talks About Microphones. The title is a work in progress. Today, I'm going to be talking about two microphones made by the same company, Aston, both the Origin and the Spirit. I am a big fan of Aston as a microphone company. I think that they make excellent studio mics or condenser mics. And I just want to talk a little bit about my experiences with them, as well as compare the difference between two of their popular microphones, the Origin and the Spirit, in the hopes that it will at least help you make a decision should you be interested in buying a high quality microphone for your vocal recording, your studio recording, your home studio recording. And maybe you can't decide between the Origin and the Spirit, or maybe you're deciding between lots of different brands. Hopefully this video will at least give you some ideas and some thoughts to help you make a decision. So let's dive into it. So in my left hand, I have the Aston Origin. This is one of their flagship microphones and was the first Aston mic that I owned personally. It's a lot smaller. I always thought it was fatter than the Spirit, but actually when I compare them, they're about the same. The Spirit is comparatively a lot bigger. Now, of course, the size itself doesn't matter. It's really about the components, and both have very high quality components in them. I've been recording with the Aston Origin for the best part of a year, maybe a year and a half. I absolutely love this mic. I was raving about it online, and Aston actually got in contact and said, hey, try our Spirit, see how you feel about it. So I haven't used the Spirit very much. I used it yesterday for the first time to record a feature for another artist. Really like the sound, but I haven't had a proper chance to compare them. I know the sound from the Origin well. I don't know it from the Spirit so well. So the Aston Origin is a high-performance cardioid condenser microphone with a 1-inch gold evaporated capsule. Conversely, the Aston Spirit is a high-performance large diaphragm condenser microphone, also with a 1-inch evaporated gold capsule. So as I understand it, the Origin has a gold evaporated capsule, whereas the Spirit has a double-sided gold evaporated capsule. Now, in practice, what this really means is this one is better at picking up the lower frequencies. So me personally, I have a good deal of bass in my voice, so I really want a microphone that can catch that detail and really display it fully. So immediately the Spirit would attract me a little bit more just based on that information. So these are not USB mics. They do require an XLR to run them, and you're going to need 48-volt phantom power in order to actually get a sound out of these. Now, you would get that either from an audio interface or from a desk like the one behind me. What I really like about Aston as a company, they're a British company first and foremost, and that's always nice, but more importantly for me, these mics are robust. They're heavy, and I'm doing this trying not to drop it, but even if I do drop it, actually, the casing is built in such a way that if it takes a hard knock and it warps it, it doesn't affect the components inside the microphone. And this is hard, it feels premium, same as this. Just overall, in your hand, these mics feel like you're gonna get a good sound out of them. And I think the feel and the look of the mics are also important. You know, because when you're rapping or singing into something that looks official, it looks proper, you're gonna give a better performance, I think anyway. There's a psychological element to this here. So the wire mesh at the top is also meant to act as a pop shield as well. So in theory, you should just be able to perform directly into the microphone without an additional pop filter. Now in practice, I personally wouldn't do that. I would always use a pop shield just to be safe. But if you wanted to, if you can't afford one at the moment, then rest assured that you will still be able to get a good sound out of this. In terms of pricing, the Aston Origin goes for about £250, depending on where you're looking. The Aston Spirit is about £350, so it's a £100 difference. We're gonna listen to the difference between the two mics, and I'm going to say honestly whether I think that £100 is worth it or not. I'll also advise you which microphone I think would be a good starting place for you, and just give my general feedback and thoughts about the sound quality between the two mics. Like I said, I've been using this for about a year or two. Recorded a lot of my commercial releases on it. I absolutely love this mic. I'm hoping to fall in love with this mic as well. I really am, but I will be honest with you because I want to give you the best possible review of these two microphones. But yeah, like I said, in terms of build quality, in terms of design, I think they're both excellent. They look great. I love the black design on the Aston Spirit though. It just looks very premium. If I've got this sitting in my studio, I feel that, yeah, you know, I'm doing bits now, you know, I'm doing something. Last points to mention. So on the Aston Origin, you've got a gain switch and you can cut the gain down to -10 dB. So if you're recording something quite loud, you can do that. Personally, I just turn the gain down on my audio interface, but if you wanted to, you can do that here, especially if you're recording louder instruments as well. On the other side, you've got a low cut filter as well. Effectively, what this means is it cuts out the lower rumbling sounds that you might get through the mic or that you don't particularly want, say passing cars or something like that. It will just cut out any low frequencies that generally your voice isn't even going to make. Now, if you're recording a particular instrument, you might not want to have this on, especially the bass. You might want it on for the bass, but for your voice, I'd recommend turning on the low cut filter. Now, for the Aston Spirit, I've got the low cut filter on again. Now, the gain switch, you can do 0, you can do -10 dB to the left, and you can do -20 dB to the right, which means you can record really, really loud noises with this without blowing out the mic or without destroying your audio signal by having it peaking all over the place. So I think that's a really, really good touch. But again, you can turn down the gain on your audio interface too. What sets this mic apart in particular from the Origin is in the middle, you've got the polar patterns. So you've got the cardioid pattern, which allows sound from the front to pick up. Predominantly, you'll get a little bit of the sound, not really anything from the back. That is if you're performing directly into the mic from the front and you just want a good studio recording. You've got omnidirectional, which means the mic is going to pick up all around, and that might be good for background noise or a general atmosphere or studio environment if you want to pick up everything that's going on. And then you've got a figure of 8 pattern to the left, and that allows the microphone to pick up from the front and from the back. So maybe if you're performing with somebody, you can both use the mic at the same time. It's just got a bit more versatility with this mic. It allows you to use it in different situations, and for £100 extra, I think those benefits, the -20 dB and the different polar patterns, is a good shout. I don't know if it's worth £100 just for that. For me, it's the sound quality, because it really depends on what you're going to use the mic for. And I exclusively use the mic just for studio recording straight into the front. So the cardioid pattern is all I would use on this. And because you don't get the choice on that, it doesn't matter for me on the Origin. So that alone wouldn't justify the extra £100 for me. But if you've got more uses for the mic, or if you want something a bit more versatile that allows you to use it in different circumstances, then I'd say the Spirit is the better option there. But let's connect these both into the system, get it into Logic. I'm gonna perform some lyrics into both of these and listen back to the recording and see how it sounds. So Origin, Spirit, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna start the test off with the Aston Origin. This is my friend. I've recorded so many projects on this one, like I said. I know the sound well, I know how to work with it. So yeah, I'm going to be performing one of my songs called The Way of Shao. Similar song I also know very well, so I'll just be able to give a good vocal performance. We'll listen back to the differences between the Origin and the Spirit once I've recorded both of them in. At the end of this, I will do just a little bit of an audio test at the end of the track as well, just to hear how speaking vocals sound as well. So I have the Origin sitting in with the Aston bundle. It comes with the pop shield at the front, and you have the cradle for the mic there. It fits both the Origin and the Spirit. Now, you don't need these in order to use the mics, but I thought it'd look nice, a bit more official. So let's give this a try.
Yeah, let's. Whoever told him they could stop him was trolling. Your bread is feeble if you're plotting, and I'm plotting your coffin. You're not an equal. Above the steeples, God won't let me free fall. I guess I'm just a bird of prey. Call me an eagle, lethal with the hustle. My muscles are so prepared to struggle to love one, but these others are running scared. My music is a drug and there's some that's already shared. That's why I call it E, cause it equals an MC squared. Who wanna dare step into the lair of the brother bear? Cause I swear I will rip and tear, leaving nothing spare. Yeah, I'm feeling in control like a battery. Original, you'll never find my soul in a factory. 1 1 2 2 2 1 1 2 2. This is Shao. Testing. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Where's a peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? A big black bear got bitten by a big black bug and the big black bear bled blood. This is the Aston Origin.
So there you go. We have the Origin in. Let's swap out the XLR into the Spirit and see how it compares. Okay, so now we have the Aston Spirit sitting in the cradle, and one thing to note, this mic is a lot bigger, so it would normally sit up a bit higher. I'd bring the mic stand down a bit, but I don't want to move too many things because I want to get as close to a similar take as possible. Of course, the best thing to do would be to record both of the mics at the same time, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to do it my way. So we're going to record this one in and see how this one sounds.
Yeah. Let's. Whoever told him they could stop him was trolling. Your bread is feeble if you're plotting, then I'm plotting your coffin. You're not an equal. Above the steeples, God won't let me free fall. I guess I'm just a bird of prey. Call me an eagle. Lethal with the hustle. My muscles are so prepared to struggle to love one, but these others are running scared. My music is a drug and there's some that's already shared. That's why I call it E, cause it equals an MC squared. Who wanna dare step into the lair of the brother bear? Cause I swear I will rip and tear, leaving nothing spare. Yeah, I'm feeling in control like a battery original. You'll never find my soul in a factory. 1122, 1122. Yo, this is Shao. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Where's a peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? A big black bear got bitten by a big black bug and a big black bear bled blood. This is the Aston Spirit.
Okay, so that's both of them in. I feel kind of bad that the Spirit's the only one sitting there, so let's just put the Origin there too. There we go. All right, so let's listen to the difference between the two. So let us start with the Aston Origin, just in case you forget. I'm going to listen in the headphones, but you'll be able to hear it through the video. And firstly, I'm going to listen with the music.
Yeah. Let's. Whoever told him they could stop him was trolling. Your bread is feeble if you're plotting, and I'm plotting your coffin. You're not an equal. Above the steeples, God won't let me free fall. I guess I'm just a bird of prey. Call me an eagle. Lethal with the hustle. My muscles are so prepared to struggle to love one, but these others are running scared. My music is a drug and there's some that's already shared. That's why I call it E, cause it equals an MC squared. Who wanna dare step into the lair of the brother bear? Cause I swear I will rip and tear, leaving nothing spare. Yeah, I'm feeling in control like a battery original. You'll never find my soul in a factory.
Absolutely fine. It's the sound I know. I'm happy with it. It's clear. It sounds professional. I noticed during the a cappella bit, there was a slight mechanical sound to it that I didn't like so much, that I would probably work on in the mix just to really get that clarity out of it. But overall, good sounding take. I was happy with that. I had no issues with that. It came through clear. My voice sounded really nice. Good mids, good low end on it as well. Just very clean, very clear, really nice sound. So, okay, let's compare that to the Spirit and let's see how this sounds. I'm hoping to be impressed. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's. Whoever told him they could stop him was trolling. Your bread is feeble if you're plotting, then I'm plotting your coffin. You're not an equal. Above the steeples, God won't let me free fall. I guess I'm just a bird of prey. Call me an eagle. Lethal with the hustle. My muscles are so prepared to struggle to love one, but these others are running scared. My music is a drug and there's some that's already shared. That's why I call it E, cause it equals an MC squared. Who wanna dare step into the lair of the brother bear? Cause I swear I will rip and tear, leaving nothing spare. Yeah, I'm feeling in control like a battery original. You'll never find my soul in a factory.
One thing that I noticed immediately from there, there's just an extra bit of clarity that kind of surprised me, because I could hear it coming through on the first listen as compared to the Origin. And that's not to say that the Origin is bad, because I really like the Origin sound, but there's just something extra there with the Spirit. And I think what it might be is just that touch of low end. My immediate thought, just from comparing the two and just from listening to the two, and I'm glad I've done this actually, I'm really glad I've done this, and thank you again to Aston for sending me the Spirit. The Origin is fantastic, really, really good sound. Very nice, very clear. But in comparison to the Spirit, it's just that touch thinner. There's just a quality that you get from the Spirit, just this extra bass resonance, that pickup from the natural bass in the voice that I don't think you're getting from the Aston. And in comparison, it sounds just that touch thinner. Now, of course, you're going to be adding your vocal effects. You've got your preamps, your compression, etc. But I think the stronger and the better signal that you have going in, that you have to work with, the less processing you have to do with it. So personally, I think you're going to be in great hands with either of these two mics. If you can afford to, I think the Spirit is the way to go. And if I had done a test similar to this before buying one of these, I personally would have gone with the Spirit just because that extra something, that extra quality to the vocals, that slight bit of bass in there, the roundness, the fullness in comparison to the Origin would definitely make me want to spend the extra £100. But you've got to do what's right for your wallet. So make a decision, make a smart decision, don't overspend if you don't need to. I'd recommend going to a music shop like Anderton's, for instance, and asking them to try out the two mics, try out some different mics, see what works with your voice, because your voice is different to mine and you may not get the same effects. It may sound better, it may sound worse. You won't know until you try, but take your time. This is an investment. But I think in terms of making an investment, because this microphone also has the additional switches, it just gives you a little bit more versatility. And if you want to future-proof your career in your studio, your home recording, I think the microphone with a bit more versatility is also the way to go forward with that. Again, that's not to say that the Origin is bad by any stretch. I think it's an excellent mic, it sounds great, but then when I hear it against the Spirit, I'm just like, yeah, I can hear there's a bit more of a roundness, there's a bit more of a fullness, a bit more of a thickness to the vocals where it just sounds, I can't describe it, I can just hear it, and I hope you can hear it too, but you can just really hear the richness. That's the word I want, the richness in the voice is just a bit more on the Spirit in comparison to the Origin. So that is my opinion. Of course, you know, take this information. You don't have to follow it word by word. Make sure you do your due diligence, make sure you do your research and find the mic that best suits you. But I'm a fan of Aston, I'm a fan of their microphones, and I think both of these are wonderful. This is just a bit more wonderfuler. So yeah, thank you so much to Aston for sending me the Spirit and just for their awesome products in general. I am Shao. You can find me at Shao Music on any social media. That's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, SHAODOW. I'm not going to spell music for you. You should know how to do that. And DIYgang.co.uk is my website. Thank you very much for tuning in. Every